Hello there! Today we are adventuring into the world of Kingdom Hearts, specifically Union Cross. We will not be focusing on the main game or the medals in any way. Today we are talking about the classic Kingdom minigames, how I approached them, and what is on offer as a reward. Classic Kingdom is a series of minigames, 5 to be exact, that will be a feature of Kingdom Hearts 3. This will harken back to the days of Game & Watch style LCD games, putting an LCD Sora and Mickey into various classic Disney cartoons. And for a limited time only, we are able to play these games on the Union Cross server. Seems simple enough, but wait, there is more. Square Enix are offering a version of the Starlight Keyblade as free DLC to those who take on the Classic Kingdom Challenge. You need to amass a certain cumulative score on each of the games in order to be sent your digital code to unlock the limited Keyblade. For the Giant Land minigame, you need to get a total score of 50. Each time you manage to escape through the window with Mickey, you get 1 point. This in itself means you only have to escape up to 50 times, but you can get multiple scores by not being crushed by the impressively strong giant. My tip for this game is to take your time and learn the rhythm. Do not be in a hurry to complete it each time. Find your window of opportunity and move on to the next area. Rinse and repeat until you have successfully beaten the right leg, left arm, right arm, opened the curtain, gone past the left and right arm again, sprayed the pepper, grabbed the light, onto the next light, and finally through the window. For Fishing Frenzy, you need a total sum of 7,500 points. Don't worry, Giant Land is the only minigame where you only score 1 point per attempt. I'm not as savvy with this one, but the objective is quite clear. Lower your hook into the water and try to pull up a fish. The bigger the fish, the higher the score. Also, try to avoid floating signs that are randomly floating in the water. Sounds simple enough, right? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the giant fish that makes Jaws look like a tadpole. The good news is they can only swim in one direction. So keep your boat out of that lane and you're home clear. It's not that easy to focus on fishing and survival at the same time, and that poses the real challenge to Fishing Frenzy. In the musical Farmer, you collect eggs in order to gain the total score needed, which is 5,000 points. There are actually 2 different settings for this game. One in which you have 3 baskets, and the other where you have only 2. You must be thinking, go with 2, you only have to watch 2 in that case. However, your advice would be wrong. You see, the eggs come from 6 pipes, which join together at intersections in order to result in 3 base pipes, regardless of how many baskets you have, and you lose a life whenever you lose an egg. So 2 baskets means constantly switching around so you don't drop eggs on the floor. Okay, so we've got the basics now. 6 pipes combined into 3 pipes and dropped into 3 baskets. What could go wrong? Each of these intersections I mentioned, where the pipes join, is blocked by one too many sides. So at the crossroads, it's a T-junction. And at the T-junction, there's only a right angle turn. Because of this, you have to keep turning those intersections in order to allow each and every egg to drop through into the basket. And if that doesn't make your feet hot, you also need to regularly switch out the baskets anyway. This is because your points per egg are not racked until the eggs are banked to the left or right. And each basket cannot hold more than 6 eggs. 6 eggs, absolute maximum, end of story. Essentially, this game involves paying attention to the eggs on their way down and the eggs at the bottom simultaneously, a lot like the challenge in Fishing Frenzy. You have to regularly move about the screen and be as constantly over-prepared for each egg as possible. My personal tip is to bank your eggs as often as possible, even if it's only 1 or 2 at a time, but still keep an eye on those eggs as they come from the top 6 tubes. Remember, you can only lose up to 3 eggs per attempt. There is no win back lives opportunity here. While the musical Farmer really doesn't have much to do with music, it's a good idea to pay attention to the rhythm in Barnyard Battle. The goal for this game is 25,000 points, and a unique feature in this one is that you can score good or great whenever you earn points. The layout here comprises of 4 rows or lanes with Sora and Mickey parked between them. Bad guys slowly make their way down the lanes, and when they get to the left or right of each of these characters, you hit them on the head. Still, 25,000 is quite a lot. Use the beat to help you time when to hit them, and a slight delayed reaction is a good thing here, because that's how you get the great points. If you thought 25,000 was bad, try the 30,000 needed in Carnival Kid. You're the cook and the waiter at the same time. Characters appear with thought bubbles telling you what they want. Sausage, sausage with sauce, fries and drink are all the options here. Most orders are for sausages, so make a habit of always putting 2 on at a time, because by the time that you are returning from delivering an order, the other sausage is cooked for someone else. Try not to burn them though. The only item that cannot be returned is the sauce, so be careful and think smart. Another thing to add is that as well as the Starlight Keyblade, which you get for completing all 5 of the mini-games, you also get special bonuses for Kingdom Hearts Union Cross for just completing the goal for even 1 of those. So there are in fact 5 bonuses for completing each goal, as well as the Starlight Keyblade. So naturally, I wanted to get onto these classic Kingdom challenges as quickly as possible. And up until this point, I was playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross on my smart TV. And I was doing that using a mouse. So I had my mouse connected and then I was just clicking in the same way that you would with your tapping on your phone. However, I very quickly found that using the mouse was not particularly compatible with these games. This is because a number of these games require you to be touching the screen in multiple places at once. Not to mention, my TV is pretty big, so keeping an eye on the whole thing and where all the buttons are, it just got pretty messy, so that really was not working out. And Barnyard Battle? No chance. So the mouse wasn't working, so I thought to myself, I know, if I get it onto my computer, maybe I'll be able to use like some sort of software like BlueStacks or something in order to be able to use an Xbox One controller. However, I tried loading that up and that wasn't going to work either. This is because the way that the button presses are configured on the actual game, it means that you can't actually assign different keys on your Xbox One controller to that. You couldn't really just be tapping different buttons because these buttons on the screen, these buttons which are part of the game, don't actually count as different buttons on a controller. So it was a great idea, but completely didn't work. Besides trying just about every method besides the conventional, and realising that none of those worked, so after exhausting just about every unconventional method, we finally gave in and contacted Pops to try and get an Android phone that would work. You see, I do have an Android phone, however its specs aren't really good enough to be able to play the game. I've managed to download Union Cross on there, however I've never been able to load it up. With this in mind, I contacted Pops to try and get a better one, purely for the sake of playing these games. Only to find out that actually I wouldn't be able to get hold of it until the very next day. However, amusingly enough, even once we got it and then we downloaded Union Cross, we found that we had to put it on its lower specs just because there wasn't enough memory space on the phone. So with the challenges finally over, with the game actually on a phone and working, we were ready to start grinding. We finally had Union Cross and Classic Kingdom on a phone that was working, and we could finally get a grind on these new mini-games. After much grinding and hard work, I finally amassed the required totals, meaning I could get the code for the Starlight Keyblade, ready to download on PS4. Now I just have to wait until January and the release of Kingdom Hearts 3 to enjoy my success. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me, it's been a fun adventure. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button. Let me know about your journey using the comments box below. We honestly love hearing every comment we receive. Thank you for watching, and grind on.